All right, let's get right into it. For the longest time, broadcast engineering and IT were like two different universes. But over the past couple of decades, something huge has been happening, a quiet revolution. We're going to break down how the modern broadcast studio has completely transformed, merging with the world of IT to become something new. Really, it's a high-performance data center that just so happens to put things on the air.
You know, it really wasn't that long ago that this right here was the heart and soul of any broadcast facility. A control room just packed with specialized, purpose-built hardware. Every single button, every fader, every monitor was physically hardwired to a device that did one and only one thing. It was a world of dedicated signals, insanely complex patch bays, and massive, inflexible routers.
And today, the heart of that very same facility looks like this. Yep, it's a server rack, the kind you'd find in literally any enterprise data center. So, what on earth happened? How did we go from a room full of custom gear to a rack of off-the-shelf servers and network switches? Well, that's what we're calling the Great Convergence. And believe me, it has created a massive opportunity for anyone with an IT background.
To really wrap our heads around this revolution, we've got to take a step back and look at the old world of broadcasting. Before we had packets and protocols, it was all about analog signals and a whole lot of dedicated physical wires.
Back in the analog days, and even in the early digital days, every single source, I'm talking every camera, every microphone, every playback machine, had its own physical wire. If you wanted to get camera 3's signal to the main switcher, you had to physically route that specific cable through a giant physical router. I mean, it worked, it was reliable, but man, was it rigid. If you wanted to scale up or change a workflow, you were pulling new cables and bolting in more specialized, very expensive hardware.
Let's use radio as a quick example. AM and FM, they're just fundamentally different technologies, right? Built for different jobs. AM waves, they travel for miles, but they're prone to static, perfect for talk radio. FM, on the other hand, gives you that crystal clear stereo sound, but has a much shorter range, which is why it's perfect for music. This whole setup perfectly illustrates that old way of thinking. Different kinds of content needed completely different hardware and engineering.
And television, well, it followed a pretty similar path. We started with analog black and white, then we figured out how to layer color on top of it. But the real game changer, the moment everything started to shift, was the transition to digital in the 2000s. See, that move from analog waves to digital data, that was the critical first step. It turned video and audio into files and data streams, basically setting the stage for everything to collide with the world of IT.
So the shift to digital broadcasting, it was about so much more than just a prettier picture. It fundamentally changed the language of broadcast engineering. It moved it away from the world of pure electronics and signal processing and dropped it right into the realm of data management.
What's so amazing here is how much these advantages sound just like standard IT benefits. Multicasting, for instance, let a single TV channel carry multiple subchannels. You had better error correction, making signals tougher. But the absolute biggest shift was moving away from physical tapes to what we call file-based workflows. All of a sudden, a TV show wasn't a tape you put on a shelf, it was a media file sitting on a server ready to be copied, edited, and played out over a network.
And this right here, this is the point where the two worlds finally collide. Once your audio and your video became data, it was only a matter of time before they started riding on the exact same networks as everything else, standard IP networks.
First up was Audio over IP, or AOIP. Protocols like AES-67 and Dante let studios push hundreds of channels of perfect audio over a single standard Ethernet cable. Now, if you're an IT pro, this should sound really familiar. You're already dealing with quality of service, multicast traffic, VLANs. That's your day job. The critical difference, in broadcast, timing is everything. We're not worried about a few milliseconds of delay. We need microsecond-level synchronization to make sure there's not a single audible click or pop. And then for video, we have the next big leap, SMPT ST2110. This takes the whole idea even further. Instead of just wrapping an old video signal in IP packets, ST2110 completely deconstructs it. The video, each individual audio channel, all the metadata, they become separate, independent IP streams. The best analogy? It's like microservices for media. You can route the Spanish language audio to one place and the English to another without ever having to touch the main 4K video stream. The flexibility is it's mind-blowing.
And here it is. This is the key takeaway for anyone watching this with an IT background. This isn't just some new trend. It's a fundamental reshaping of what the industry needs. The skills that make you a great systems administrator or a great network architect, those are now the exact same skills that make you a great broadcast engineer.
So what does this new studio actually look like? Well, in practice, it looks, feels, and is managed just like a specialized high-performance data center. Okay, but how do you keep everything perfectly in sync when it's all flying around a chaotic IP network? The answer is something called Precision Time Protocol, or PTP. Now, you probably know NTP for syncing your server clocks, which is accurate down to a few milliseconds. PTP is on a whole other level. It syncs every camera, every switcher, every device on the network to a master clock with sub-microsecond accuracy. It is the absolute bedrock of a stable IP studio.
Of course, ST2110 isn't the only player out there. The modern broadcast engineer has a whole toolkit, and they use the right tool for the job. For that maximum uncompressed quality inside the studio, you use ST2110, but it needs a ton of bandwidth. For more budget-friendly productions, a protocol like NDI gives you amazing quality at a fraction of the data rate. And for shooting video reliably over the messy public internet, SRT is the absolute go-to for secure, stable transport.
This right here, this single comparison really sums up the entire transition. On the left, you've got that old SDI cable, a physical point-to-point connection. One source goes to one destination, that's it. On the right, you have a network switch. And now, any source can be routed to any destination, or 100 destinations, at the same time with just a couple of mouse clicks. It's a total paradigm shift, from physical limits to network flexibility.
This new IP-based world is incredibly powerful, but it also brings a whole new set of challenges. Challenges that, you guessed it, are solved with core IT skills. This is where your expertise isn't just valuable, it's absolutely essential. Think about it. When your entire broadcast operation is running on an IP network, it's exposed to the exact same threats as any corporate network. All of a sudden, cybersecurity isn't someone else's problem down the hall. It's a core discipline for you. A ransomware attack that encrypts all your media files, or a denial-of-service attack that takes your live streams offline, these are now very real threats a broadcast engineer has to know how to fight. And just look at this list for a second. Does this sound like a broadcast job description or an IT job description? The truth is, it's both. Network segmentation with VLANs, virtualizing servers on VMware for redundancy, building out cloud workflows in AWS, and just plain old systems administration. These are the daily tasks in a modern broadcast facility. Your experience maps directly to the biggest needs of this entire industry today.
So, yeah, the line hasn't just been blurred, it's been completely erased. Broadcast engineering is IT engineering, just with a very unique, high-performance, real-time set of applications. The technologies, the challenges, the solutions, they've all converged. So the only question left is, are your skills ready for it?